blockbuster show. I think this might be the one, because when you talk about relationships one-on-one and you talk about relationships 101, men versus women, boy, you get a lot of energy coming out of folks. And that's what we're doing today on Rolonda, talking about relationships. We're joined by some very special guests, some of my favorites around, and they know firsthand the do's and don'ts of relationships, especially when it comes to bedroom etiquette. You know, before we left, we posed a question, and Judy, you're the sex therapist. I would throw it out to you. Whose responsibility is it for contraceptives in the bedroom?
Both people, right? The women and the men. And a Zurich study proved that 50% of women now are carrying the condoms, and we don't want to hear them say it doesn't feel good or I can't feel anything anymore, right? We don't want to hear that.
I was having sex the other day with a woman, and I had a condom on, and I couldn't really feel anything, and it was dark in the room, and at some point she left the room. I didn't even know it. I was there.
Dr. Joyce Brothers.
I was on a mattress for half an hour.
Dr. Joyce Brothers has something to say, y'all.
Really?
Dr. Judy is right. It should be the responsibility of both. But since it's the woman who carries the baby and has the responsibility, I think she should be absolutely certain, 100%, that she is protected.
Absolutely.
Even though it should be equal.
And not just for pregnancy. I mean, the person who should be responsible is the person who doesn't want to get a sexually transmitted disease and the person who doesn't want to get pregnant, which is everybody involved, right?
That's right.
Yeah.
Bob Berkowitz wrote the book, What Men Won't Tell You, But Women Need to Know. Bob, how would you answer this question?
That question, I think I agree with Judy. I think that both parties are responsible. Unfortunately, very few people are practicing safer sex. They sort of start doing it, and then about 20 minutes later, they don't do it anymore. So I think people talk a good game about practicing it, but in fact, they're not doing it.
What is the best way to handle it when you're not really happy with what's going on in the bed?
Say no and get up.
Judy, what do you say?
Joyce, you were married, you had a wonderful... Did you ever get up and say, hey, babe, this isn't working out?
Nope.
No, you
Because
didn't.
it worked out.
All right, let's say once it didn't work out, what would you do then? You wouldn't get up and just say, hey, sorry, Charlie.
What you would do, really,
Yes.
is to take the person's hand
Right.
and show them.
Exactly. Exactly.
But you know what? There are other parts of his body that you could take as well and show them. That's what I do.
This is a perfect topic. Many men are not open to being shown. They're offended by
That's
that.
true.
We want to show you
That's
what
true.
pleases us, but a lot of men find that offensive.
I'm not sure about that.
No, I
love
agree
to
with
watch
that.
women pleasure
No,
themselves.
I think that women expect men to have a certain amount of sexual proficiency. And women, although they say, and it's interesting that you all are saying sex is important, because most women will lie and say, oh, sex isn't important in a relationship, but they know if they're not getting good sex, 9 times out of 10, they are going to be out of it.
Teaching a man how to please you in bed is like paper training the puppy. When he
Boy, isn't that a nice analogy?
That's right.
Really?
When he does it close
You
to
dating
right,
anybody lately, Judy?
when he does it close to right, you tell him, that's great, yay, good boy,
That's a mistake.
excellent,
That's a mistake, and that's why there's so many men who are so horrible at sex, because women are lying to them, telling them they got it going on when they don't.
I want to,
of course not.
I can't yell.
Yes,
I want to
Dr.
know
Joyce
from Dr. Judy, what does she do with the rolled up newspaper afterwards?
Oh, no. What do you say? From the audience. Go.
I just wanted to address the gentleman in the purple about something he mentioned before. I don't know what happened to the women in the audience here. What do you mean that most women, their arms or their hands were paralyzed?
Most men complain.
No,
A lot of men complain is that's still going on today, is that women are not paying their fair share of dates.
In 97, I don't believe that.
1996.
No,
Yes, Yes, ma'am.
It's true.
Yes, ma'am.
It's true.
Yes, ma'am. And they give
It's
all
true.
kinds
I
of
know it's hard for you as a woman because you're not dating women.
Wait, one at a
You're
time.
not dating women.
I'm sure that's not true of you, but in the preponderance of opinions of men, it's that a lot of women are not paying their fair share of the
Kevin, what do you want to say?
Well, I think, I don't know who you guys are dating, but most women I date, they like offer to chip in.
I think today, if the man asks the woman out,
Well, what do
then
they
he's
say?
offering to pay. If a woman asks the
Wait
man
a
out,
minute.
But that does not happen. That does not happen.
Judy asked you out for lunch. Would you expect her to pay for lunch? Come on.
Women invite me in out all the time and still expect men to pay. That happens every day.
That's not true.
You and I go out for lunch and we split the check.
No,
We're
that's
friends,
not true. Every woman
right?
says we're dating the wrong women, but women have always, they will call you up in the middle of the day, hey, what are you doing? Let's go to the show. And I guarantee you, when you get to that window, they're going to be standing back here like this, waiting on you to pull your
Michael, when we
wallet out.
come back, here's a question for you.
It's been my
Does
experience,
not
and I've
being
interviewed a lot of
sexually
men.
satisfied in bed give you the right to go out and cheat? That's right. Yes, right, this man. We'll be back in a minute.